Z159 FM.
everybody liking the lo-fi jams? Uh-oh. I'm the only camera working. Let me fix that. Let me fix that little problem.
You always do that, the movie editing magic where it looks empty and then all of a sudden, oh, he
there
appeared
he
out
is.
of nowhere.
Oh, he popped in. Look, oh, Tom's there. Okay, Tom, do a magic trick for...
A magic trick?
Yeah.
Yeah, just poof the bottom of the camera.
All right, so just say your magic words and Kenny will appear. Ready?
Pervert.
There he is. Oh, my God. Look at that.
Ta-da.
I thought you were going to go harder and I was going to have to edit it. And you thought about going harder, didn't you? You thought about the F word. You thought about the F word.
No,
I thought about the F word.
no.
I thought about
cranking.
yelling the F word for
No,
gays.
no.
I didn't think about it. It's been
No.
I mean, probably been a decade.
I think you can say it now.
Well, you can say
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
things now. Yeah, a lot of things are coming back just because that's the trend pendulum. The trendulum, as I call it. Did I just make that up?
Trendulum? I like that.
It's a trend pendulum. That's why you can use the
Okay.
R word again. Now, I'm choosing not to because just, you get too much heat. But the trend pendulum or the trendulum swings, and then when things will go back the other direction, and then we'll button things back up again.
Trendulum seems to happen a lot with alcohol. Like how sometimes there'll be like the hard liquor, and then it'll trendulum back over to like the beer and the seltzers, and then it's going to go back to the hard liquor.
And frenulum is that little piece of skin under your dick that holds your foreskin to your cock.
Is that what, like, the,
I don't know.
the thing under your tongue?
I think that's your frenulum.
Oh, okay.
But did you know that the thing under your tongue and the thing under your cock, same thing. God just used the same part. It's just like cars. You ever look at a car, then you're looking at something, you're like, hey.
Yeah, your mouth and your dick hole.
Same thing.
It's
Same
lips.
skin.
It's just
It's the
lips.
same
It's got
skin.
bigger lips.
Put your finger in your mouth and then put your finger in your dick hole. Feels exactly the same.
All right, so you have multiple frenulum. There's no like "j" in there. It's like frenulum.
Don't
It's
tell
the
me how
thing
to talk.
underneath the tongue,
You-
as well as connecting the foreskin to the penis. So
Was I serious?
Frenulum.
So I was making
There's
a joke and using a word that I honestly didn't know the real definition to and mispronouncing it, and I got actually what it does correct in the human body.
So there's four main ones. There's the
We
one
have
that's
4 franguli.
there's the one that's under your tongue, and then there's the one that connects like the top of your lip to your gums.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
Oh, there's a lot of little babies across the world that plastic surgeons will go and fix that cleft palate. That's your thing, right?
It's underneath. It's like up in here that connects your gums to your lips. And
I don't
then
know what the hell I'm
There's
talking
the
about.
penile frenulum, and the fourth one is the labia minora frenulum. It's the small fold at the back of the female vaginal opening.
They have a frenulum too?
There's a back?
Yeah, there's a pussy bag.
Where's the back of it?
The back of the pussy?
Yeah.
You've never reached the back of the pussy? Oh,
Apparently, you
I've
can
never
get
have
a
either.
torn frenulum during sexual activity.
Yeah.
Okay.
No friend is dilemma mine, I'll tell you that.
When Max was born,
We'll be right
Oh, whoa. Let's
He,
not talk about your son's frenulum.
the
No.
the
No.
breastfeeding coach was like, because it
I like that they call them coaches.
Yeah,
like it's Belichick in there. Suck these titties, you motherfucker. Get the milk out, you motherfucker.
yeah. They
Look how young my girlfriend is.
they're like, oh, your
Belichick's
son's
titty coach.
frenulum in his mouth is too tight.
He has a tight friend.
And he's like, it can't. He's like, this is gonna cause him
Yeah.
to not be able to talk right.
This is going to cause your son to bite your titties off and talk like an R word.
Then they're like, you need to cut. We need to come in there and cut that. And I'm like, God damn, yeah. Like,
Yeah. We're going to give your son a Gene Simmons tongue. We're going to cut the bottom. You will have an extremely long cunnilingus tongue.
then I'm like,
The ladies will love him.
I'm like, I think this is too extreme. I think it's gonna be fine, right?
What if you do it too much and then it becomes like those dogs that just have the tongues that just like dangle and wag, and so
Yeah.
he grows up as an adult and it's just he can't control
You know
how
what
his
I
I was
miss?
tongue.
I don't think we need to do this.
You know what I miss?
And
I miss the videos. 2020. I think it's 2020. I miss the videos of girls tripping, and then when they land on a guitar, they take a piece of ham and they dangle it over the strings.
Oh yeah.
I miss those videos. Let's bring those back. Let's bring the... Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
A girl would she'd be
hell are you
running to
talking
her house,
about?
and then she'd fall, and then they do a close-up of her... she'd be wearing a T-shirt with no pants. and she'd be like walking through her house, and then she'd trip, and then she'd fall on top of a guitar. And then they just do a close up of like 2 pieces of ham in the frame, and then it would play like a beautiful like Spanish melody. I
don't know why. It was just like, hey, look at this.
Look at this lady's pussy lips playing this guitar, and it's simulated ham, and I'm like, that's what the internet's for. That was
weird.
That was okay.
Why are you doing it?
I have a theory. We can't do this on the show. This is a great warm up. That's when I saw that and I was like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen. That was the beginning of dead internet. And now the rest of it that was peak.
It's all downhill.
That was we hit it, and there's everything's down here from there.
I found out that phrase, it's all downhill from here, is really an American thing as a negative. Elsewhere in the world, they're like, what do you mean? Downhill, that's like the easy
Coasting.
part.
Yeah.
Like it's a good thing that it should be downhill from here because you're not struggling. But we use it as, oh, no, it's all bad. It's all downhill. Like,
that's
so
interesting.
Weird.
You're doing smart comedy of this guy doing it. Hey, he's doing a smart comedy bit.
An airplane food. What's the deal with different races and how they talk?
Look, man, anything to get us off of talking about the ham labia videos.
Ham labia, the Ohio State.
My God, my computer's on. Uh-oh.
What do you want to talk about today, Kenny?
Oh, no. I got a couple of topics.
You might have to scoot out just 1 second.
Yeah. Actually, Tom, stay there, and then let Dan. So I'll describe it. Dan is on his knees underneath Tom's desk while Tom is sitting there.
I just hit my head too. That hurt my
and then he hit his head on the top of the desk.
One more thing.
Yeah.
This one's gonna be worse because I have to sit on your lap and bounce.
Yep. It's weird that Tom doesn't have his pants on, but I was just used to that coming in the studio.
Give
Are you
me
both
2
sick?
minutes. Keep talking.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
This is quick. It won't make it to the show because it's not.
Keep warming up.
I did a tennis event where I was producing a tennis event. It was an exhibition with a bunch of pros. Number 1 female tennis player in the world, Sabalenka, which, by the way, big old, huge old tees. Like she's gorgeous.
Which isn't that
big Sabalenkas?
But she's the
isn't that strange to be an amazing tennis player and be so large up top?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
How's the badonk?
Check out the photos. She has a lot. She's a very Instagrammy
Where's
type
she
of girl.
from?
One of the Russian countries.
Okay.
I guess Sabalenka. Come on. But like if you look it up, like
doesn't mean anything
you can
anymore.
see a lot of good pics. Anyway. They did a thing where they auctioned off for charity, like, hey, you can play one, game with a pro, and of course it's less a lot of like random volleys and stuff. The lady who won the auction was up there, and she's like trying her heart out, trying to whatever, and of course number 1 tennis player in the world just casually pinging it back. This amateur hits a really good volley, hits the top of the net that does the thing where it like awkwardly bounces only like 2 feet in front of the net. And the number 1 tennis player in the world was like struggling to get it. So this rando lady could say, I scored a point against the number 1 tennis player in the world.
That's cool.
Now,
that's like when Kenny Rogers put one right in Michael Jordan's eye at the Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers would do like a fundraising event. And there's a video on Reddit right now of Kenny Rogers. It'd be hard to find. It was actually last week I saw it. But it's Kenny Rogers playing against Michael Jordan at his house because Kenny Rogers is a mega rich country star. Well, and he literally was such a good shooter, and Michael Jordan's guarding him, and Kenny Rogers like drains one right in Michael Jordan's eye, and the whole place is like, ah! And Kenny Rogers out there, tiny Duke's big ass beard, feathered hair, white, looked like a Santa Claus.
So out of pure comedic timing, she was acting all offended, the Sabalenka. So she got the ball and then just like rocket served 120 miles per hour at this amateur lady, and then was like, posturing at her. I was like, that's pretty good. It would be funny if she wasn't goofing around and she got really pissed that she just lost a point to some nobody and was just like smoking her the rest of the match.
Someone in the chat room said I look like Arthur Morgan, the later years, as he's gonna die in Red Dead Redemption. I look like Arthur.
Yeah. You do look like an old prostitute.
I look like the old man from a Home Alone. Ready?
Yeah. No. You do look like the old man from Home Alone.
Well, actually, so if you turn your head the way your hairstyle and stuff is, you really do look like you're gonna sign over a land contract for an oil field.
There's a new song. There's a new anti-selling land song that came out called. This is the end of the warm up. Called MacArthur, It's by Tim McGraw, Hardy, Morgan Wallen, and one other country guy. And the premise of the song is great, but it should have been done by somebody other than those guys, especially the ones that I don't like. But the premise is it's 4 generations of MacArthur men singing, and one of them is like, I've made this land with my hands. The next one's like, I died in Vietnam. The next one is the old man that's trying to hold on the land because he knows his son doesn't get it. And then the last one is his son who's going to sell the land for millions of dollars. And then the very last end of the song, the kind of kid's kind of like waffling on whether or not he wants to sell it or not.
It would have been better if the last character in the song is just like, I enjoy money.
Yeah, well, that's kind of where it's going because he talks about...
No, but no waffling. Just literally be like, fuck these old men.
Yeah. It's an interesting... I just like... I thought the premise was like so good. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then like kind of let down by the people that executed it. I think they were trying to do something like a Willie Whalen... like a highwayman kind of a thing. And you guys, newsflash, you can't do that. You can't replicate that type of legendary status. Okay, there's my rant on
very quickly, somewhat related.
Modern country music.
I don't know if you guys saw the stadium game out at Raymond James with the Lightning and the Bruins. I guess Tim McGraw performed during the intermission, and a lot of people were like, slamming him, saying like something's wrong. He doesn't sound. I haven't seen it or heard it. I just didn't know if you guys happen to catch that. Well, yeah, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, this Tim McGraw sounds a little off."
I remember when my dad found out that Tim McGraw was bald, and I think it changed. I think my dad did. He was like, "What?" It was a strange
oh my god
thing. And then he started acting, and then we were all like, I think America was all like, "Wow, Tim McGraw is a good actor."
We can save this for the show. Did you guys see the boxer get his toupee punched off?
We did. I have that video ready to go.
So
Let's use it. All right.
I didn't get your text earlier. It would have been cool if you came in earlier.
Yeah. I said, hey, Tom, can I come in at like 10:30? I'm in the area. I don't want to bother you guys if you're in the middle of something. He did not acknowledge it.
You would have been bothering me.
I was on a call.
Yeah, he's on a sales call.
I could have been playing pinball like EJ and been awkward.
Not during a sales call. EJ does that during a sales call because he's so dumb. I'm kidding. I love EJ. He's in the chat room. That's why I said that.
I saw that. That's why I said
All right, you want to start?
Sure.
Here we go. We're going to get into some Kenny's adventures. Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Kenny Samsels here. How you doing, Kenny?
Hey-o.
There it goes.
Ooh, and it worked first time.
There it goes.
So, Kenny, real quick, what happened with Tim McGraw?
So there was the Lightning Bruins hockey game, and it was at Raymond James Stadium, part of the NHL Stadium Series, and 67,000 or whatever which was really cool, and how they built it in the middle of the football field, and it looked great. Lightning won, by the way. Go Bolts. But I guess during one of the intermissions, Tim McGraw performed. I don't know if it was like the first or second intermission, but a lot of people online were commenting. It's like, man, he doesn't sound the same. He's kind of weird. Like he seemed off. I didn't see it, so I just didn't know if it was just because of old age, because something's wrong with him, or what's going on.
How old is? I have to figure out how old Tim McGraw is.
This is in Raymond James, correct?
Yeah, the NHL. So they got success. They do the New Year's Classic where they would do an outdoor game in a baseball or football stadium. They've done it at like Michigan, at Fenway Park, all that stuff. That became so popular that the NHL is like, hey, let's just do another one of these sometime during the year. And Raymond James got it for this year, so it was Lightning versus the Bruins in the middle of the football stadium.
So, and I think I saw Drew Garabo said, like, he was there and it was like, hey, this is the coolest sporting event I've ever been to. And so they built, obviously, a hockey rink is smaller than a football field, and you have to put the side. So it's in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Is it weird? Like, that would seem like far away.
The sight lines are pretty terrible, but with hockey, it's a bit okay because you do want to see the whole rink, you know what I mean? And see that the flow and all that. So everyone who was there, even the nosebleed, said it was great.
Do they put the seats up to the glass? No.
It was surrounded by like props and stuff. They really, because it was Gasparilla weekend, they really made it pirate themed. So they surrounded it with like what looked like a treasure map and all of these other props. When they was at in Home Depot Park or Lone Depot Park, whatever the Marlins play in, they made it
shouldn't
look
be
like,
allowed to have both a home and a loan depot. It's too confusing.
But when they did it down there, they surrounded it where it was like half of it was like snow and the other half was the beach. And that's how they surrounded the rink and made it like all designed and stuff. So they just leave the seating where it is.
Okay, interesting.
Kind of cool.
And the fact that it was cold obviously maybe added to the experience because it's rarely this cold in Florida. Although it didn't need to be cold, like it's cool. Like the ice is froze underneath the rink, so it could have been
correct
in 60, 70 degree weather, and so it worked.
Technically, the ice in any given hockey rink it's not just water. Like there's chemicals which actually change the freezing point, which allows it to stay frozen when it's not 32 degrees in that instance.
Gotcha. So
I think they would piss off a lot of people if they knew that.
On pure ice.
Yeah, with the way that people are about like complaining about things. If people actively knew that that's not real water, they're going to be mad.
Now, they did it smart, though, when they built the rink, because it is Florida and it started to rain, a couple of those days. They actually built a giant tent. Then they built the rink under the tent. And then just before the event, removed the tent. Okay. So that way it kept everything that they were doing not getting damaged by the weather.
So I saw a story the other day, and I have no idea. We live in a time you scroll past stories, and then you see the headline, and I absorb it, and I think I do a quick calculation to look and see where this is from. Like if it's obviously a joke Facebook page, I'm like, okay, this is not real.
Yeah,
but
Onion,
if it's
Hard Times,
like WASH, any of the news stations, I'm like, oh, this is kind of verified. I bet you see the word kind of.
Well,
it's like not 100%.
They try. I mean, or they're going to go out of business, right?
And then I saw a story, and I believe it was from a legitimate source about Raymond James doing an overhaul and doing $1 billion overhaul, and the $1
billion, my God,
the picture of it had like some sort of partial dome attached to it, kind of like what the Miami Dolphins Hard Rock Stadium did, where it's like it went from traditional stadium to like kind of a soccer stadium with a small square in the top, just to light the grass and stuff like. Sure. But it's essentially
just
all
more
covered.
Shaded viewing in Florida.
Yeah, it's all covered.
That's a great.
Is that
idea.
true?
Are you sure that wasn't the Jaguar Stadium? And it was Raymond James?
This story was specifically Raymond James.
Because I know they're doing that to the Jag Stadium, which is why they're going to be in Orlando for a year in I think 2027. I haven't heard anything about Raymond James doing that.
I guess, the NFL has infinite money now, so I imagine a lot of the teams, and then they have this, I don't want to call it a scam, but it is a scam, where it's so popular that you could use the government and the politicians and all the voters to vote on government money paying for the stadium. It's been going on for years.
That's exactly what happened in San Diego. Like they basically they were threatening to move. Well, I mean, they were going to move anyway, but they threatened. The San Diego voters said no, and they're like, well, deuces.
Yeah. And so it's an easy sell too. Like imagine being a business owner and like you have so many fans in the community that you tell your fans like, hey, wouldn't this be cool if we completely renovated a stadium for you guys?
Yeah.
And we had one of the best stadiums in the NFL.
Yes, it would.
And they're like, you need to tell your politicians to vote for this because we need to get
and it's not just that. They're always doing the thing where it's just like, it's not just for football. You guys want to see the Rolling Stones here, right?
Okay, hold on.
They're not going to come here.
I'm going to say something, and
then you tell Tampa, you're like, well, hold on, didn't your team get valued at like $6 billion more than it was 20 years ago?
I cannot tell a lie. I fed you and all of our listeners that same line when we needed Orlando City Stadium about like, oh man, we're going to get so many other medium-sized concerts. We're not, and I'm not even going to go to the games that much because I'm too busy. Well, you know what I mean? Like, I thought, I really did think.
You know why we're not getting the concerts? Is because
nobody goes to Florida.
Well, they privately funded
that's it.
Right.
And so,
I know.
And so if the government paid for it, the government contract with them
using it.
would be like, hey, we have to use it.
Yeah, they'd be reaching out to promoters a lot more, and Yeah,
they don't, like, the owners, for whatever business reason, it's weird because, like, we all look at it, we're like, why not host concerts and stuff wouldn't that be money to you? But there's got to be a reason behind the scenes where it's like, this is too much of a pain in the ass to host concerts, or like it doesn't end up working out. Because if it was a financial windfall,
they'd be doing
someone would be doing it. But it must be some sort of reason that they don't.
Two things to loose ends, going back to Tim McGraw and his concert during one of the
hockey game,
the hockey game. It's kind of split, with a lot of people saying that it was one of the worst performances they'd ever heard live, and some people were questioning whether or not it was like half singing, half lip syncing. It was kind of weird. He has had a lot of surgeries lately on knees and back. Like apparently he's in like some really severe pain that at one point a couple of years ago he was like, I kind of don't want to do this anymore, like that kind of pain. So I don't know. Give the guy a
and also
give him the grace that I did not give Cher yesterday.
It's a unique event where they're setting up a hockey rink in a stadium, and then you're asking a musical performer
to set up.
Like, it's not gonna sound that good.
No, it's bad.
Like, well, not just that, but like he was booked months ago to do this, and goes, oh yeah, Tampa in the winter, it's probably only going to be like 60 degrees, 70 degrees, like, this will be fine, and then not realizing it's the coldest.
But don't even do it.
Weekend.
Don't even book him. Don't even waste the money. Just let the street team handle the breaks.
Well,
they got it. We don't need any singing.
It might have been a broadcast thing, because if they aired it, they probably got.
But it's never good. It's any time you see anybody at another event and they're like, and performing at halftime, nah, just don't do it.
Well, think about it, like. When bands and performers do stadiums, right, their rig is completely unique to stadiums and the acoustics of a stadium, right?
True.
And so now you've got a $100 million tour. They're going to have $100 million tour equipments built for stadiums. That they're doing a lot. So it makes sense financially to make your audio specific to stadiums.
Like Metallica.
Metallica.
And it sounded great.
And if you're just doing a one-off halftime show at a stadium, your audio is going to be S.
Trash.
Like, it can't be good there's no way to spend the money because they're not even paying you that much.
Just from design, the building was not created for you to perform in it. It's just not made for you.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just bare bones. And then you shove all those people in there. Oh, my God. They're all yelling and screaming.
It was a sellout, and it was the one of the highest ticketed hockey games ever.
Did they wear throwback jerseys and stuff like that, too?
They wore unique jerseys. It was very specific. So if you looked at it, it was like how the NFL used to have the color rush. Like Tampa was like blue on blue on blue.
Yeah, I liked it.
And then the Bruins were like almost all yellow with hints of black. So, yeah, it was that whole head-to-toe thing. Which, very side note, the NFL, you know how they used to do it, they actually had to stop because the colors that they were doing, colorblind people could not tell the difference of people on
Hold
it.
on a second.
When they were going
So the
full
reason
color,
I can't get color rush anymore is because we're bending the knee for colorblind people?
So what ended up happening was it was when both teams were doing the color rushes on the green field, and with most people's colorblindness, there were a lot of teams that were playing.
In any other sport, the person that's not fast enough, that you don't catch the ball. If you can't see the colors, that's your fault. That's called an edge.
So they still do like the full colors, but they rarely ever do it where both teams are the full colors. Hockey, obviously different because you're on a white background.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not, and I could tell that, I mean, because they're saying some sort of shade of color, just not.
Well, and again, it typically, one team will be like the all blacks or the all greens or the all whatever, whereas the other team would be in their normal attires.
That's an interesting psychology question where if you are a professional athlete, how much would it affect your play if both teams were in the same uniform?
A lot.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot, because you're using peripheral and you're using a lot you're using minute, tiny calculations of half information.
Yeah.
Out of your peripheral, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it does make sense. It's just, has it ever been done or tested?
It hurts me on Madden when I choose. You know, you can go in and you can change your costume. You can change your uniform. I go in there and put on my favorite all white uniform. I didn't think about it. I'm the, I end up being the home team there or the away team. Mm-hmm. They're all in all white. I'm like, no, because I know this game is going to be harder.
But it just like in the way, like if you're a professional hockey player, and the way the offense moves when you have the puck and you start setting up formations, like it almost seems like maybe they can like disregard the fact that both teams are in the same uniform,
think
and
it
it wouldn't be such a gigantic
it would affect
change
the defense more than the offense. I think with the defense, you're using more of your peripheral to stop the other jersey, in the other color, as opposed to offense. You're right. You know the formation, you know the plays, you know where to go. But on defense, you're more reactionary.
Yeah.
That was one of the tiny edges that in the early 2000s, Bill Belichick was famous for. He would get all of his defensive players to wear gloves that were the color of the opponent's jerseys, so when he's holding the jerseys,
it's harder for the
refs to see whether it's a true hold or if it's just part of the jersey moving.
I love that stuff. Like the tiniest edge. Belichick was famous for that. Like remember, and it was like maybe a couple years ago.
Popped a little bit for it too, right? I mean, he got a little slippy
because
slappy.
He kept toeing the line and toeing the line and
toeing
the line, and
I
kept
think that's
going.
what they all do.
They did. He just kept going, even though they told him, it's like, hey, you're going over the line. Belichick's like, who cares?
Remember that one play where they realized the timing of the field goal, like the person holding the ball would make a move right before it got snapped, and then they studied it on tape.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And then
we talked about that.
And then we saw a defender come out, he just timed it perfectly. He came out, blocked the punt or the field goal easily. And it's like, because
he figured it out.
Yeah, but just that one play.
Same thing. The dude on the Seahawks, I think it was Cam Chancellor, would time it and knew when to jump over the line before the offensive lineman stood up to block.
Right.
So he was able to fully clear the line and block the kick. Instead of coming from the edge, he was just like, "Oh, I'm just going to jump straight over."
God, I love cheating because it represents. It's not just it represents a tremendous amount of work and preparation before you cheat. And so that's where a lot of people think cheating is happening instantaneously. It's like, no, this cheating took a lot of work.
It's woven in the fabric.
Yeah. You could almost argue that they took longer to cheat than actually than actually try to follow the rules.
What else you been up to, buddy?
Well, you talked about how Tim McGraw's been in pain lately.
Yeah.
Well, age is getting to me, boys. I developed a kidney stone.
No, my dad used to get those.
And
they hurt, man.
I've never had one before, and for those who don't know, it is the worst debilitating pain that you'll ever deal with.
I've heard.
A lot of doctors have even said that it's the male equivalent of giving birth. Now, I haven't passed it yet. It's still in me. But they were saying a lot of females would rather give birth than to pass a kidney stone.
Oh, when I hear that somebody has one of these, I start to get tingle pricks all over my body, and I start to feel nauseous. I'm like, ugh.
How'd you know you had it?
So at first, I'm like, oh man, the left side of my body hurts. I'm just thinking gastrointestinal stuff. You know what I mean? And then it was just like, oh, I'm starting to sweat now.
Must have been that Big Dave's cheesesteak you had.
It's like I can't move. It's one of those it hurts to even breathe heavily. After about an hour, it went away. So I'm like, okay, probably was just gastrointestinal. Later that night, happened again, and I'm like, oh God, and I was laying down, and it was just can't move, it's bad. So I went to a walk-in ER the next day, and they did a CAT scan. They're like, 3 millimeter stone in your left kidney, and it's the reason that it was hurting so much, it was blocking from the kidney to the bladder. So my right kidney's just been doing all the work the entire time.
Oh, gotcha.
So they're like, all right, you got two options. One, let it pass, and
I take my headphones off.
It's that's going to take a month. And it's going to hurt the entire way. And I'm like, nope. Second option, they got to do the laser zip zap. And you know how they do it. They don't cut you open. They go up the hole and they get the laser, they zip zap it out.
I always thought they shot it through you, they were able to penetrate your body.
It depends where it is.
And use something to break up.
So my pop-up had that. I took him, he had kidney stones, and then it was like sonic waves that broke up.
Yes, that's what I want.
They can do it that way, but where it currently is in me, they gotta go up. So I'll be
Can we shake it loose? I bet you we can shake it.
I've been told to go on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, but it's okay, yeah, we're shaking it, but it's going to hurt the entire time. I don't want that.
Yeah,
just because it's going to oh, okay, cool, it's not blocking it and your kidneys work. Okay, well, I don't want to still be. I got a good kidney right now.
Right.
You're shaking it the wrong way. Reverse it back out top. Not that about the bottom. That's the painful way.
So yeah, they're like 3 millimeters. That's small enough. So they're gonna go up the hole. They're gonna zap it with the laser, and then they gotta because the natural reaction is the kidneys and the tubes basically want to like shut because it's like, wait, foreign object, whatever. They gotta put a stent in me for a bit.
You get a stent? Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have like
it's like your kidneys had a heart attack.
Yeah, exactly. But thankfully, it's only got to be there for a few days.
Well, wait a minute. Is this going to make you have a super blast? Is this going to make you pee like a super blast?
Well, they've already put me on Flomax in order to basically open up all the valves.
Yeah, Flomax will get you going.
Yeah, but now
it'll also, you got to watch the Flomax, because one of the side effects for Flomax, and I've talked about this on the show before because I've had some issues down there, is that when you go number 4, you reabsorb it into your bladder.
Okay, reverse 4?
Yeah, so when you do a 4 and you're having fun time for boys and you go 4, then nothing is released. It all stays in your
that's better.
See, I would think bladder. Because it's opening up all the tubes.
I want that.
Your number 4 would be more of a direct line.
No, there's something about it that, because I think because it's only routed for pee.
Yeah, it's like if you...
And that's science.
If you widen the back of the shotgun, the bullets just fall in the back.
This guy knows. That's coming from Dr. Todd. Do you trust Dr. Todd?
Yeah, I know everything.
I do feel like you and I would be, if we had, we have the knowledge, but if we had accurate, like if we really had done the schooling, I think we'd be a great doctor team.
That was one of the best analogies I've ever heard.
Great analogy. Yeah. It really was. He doesn't get enough credit for his analogies, and then I get yelled at because I laugh at him, and I'm like, oh, I'm having fun. This is my pal.
Well, a lot of people are like, well, what caused it, whatever. So they did all the blood work. They did the urinalysis. All my levels are fine. They're like, yeah, your diet's great.
That Mountain Dew
whatever.
you're drinking.
Probably. Actually, so likely cause of it is that stress just from being in like the events world. And they're just like, yep, stress increases cortisol levels and that calcium.
You know what I realized? Stress is the BS coverall for doctors to use when they have no explanation for something. And so I'm calling BS on you doctors, because I think you throw out stress because you don't want to say to your client, I don't know. No one knows, because it seems like you should know.
I've actually had a doctor say that to me.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Well, I'm so much. Come on, I'm an extreme case. I'm so much of a hypochondriac that I've actually had a doctor go like, and he did it the way that most doctors don't do, that you would want. He's like, you know what? I don't really know what's going on with you, and I do think this is stress.
And so second, I believe that because all humans want there to be a reason why something's wrong, and I truly believe
that's why
this.
we're there.
I believe that most of the time, and this is pretty bold to say, like most of the time,
you're a bold guy.
The reason of anything wrong with you is genetics. And then it's not caused by anything, because and it's and they're like, and I say most, like over 51%. I'm not saying it's like 80%, but it's like more than half of the reason anything's wrong with you is genetics.
Just enough to win your argument.
You only need to be 55.
Sorry,
I'm doing gambling. You only 52.5.
If we're a business, if we're a doctor duo, am I helping or hurting?
Because if you
I'll step outside.
If doctors and science and the whole medical industry admitted that, then we'd all be like, well, then why are we going to the doctor and all get treated for this if it's all genetics anyway, and there's no reason for it? It's like, oh, stress is causing this. It's like, there's no cause.
Well, they said likely. They didn't say it's exactly, just because they couldn't find an exact cause. And there's no genetic history of kidneys.
When you do get high enough, you do get that doctor. Yeah, like my surgeon was that guy.
Your biology is just unique to creating kidney stones, and you already outlived your life expectancy, really, in the wild, it's
all downhill from here.
You've already
we gotta flip that. We gotta reframe that.
You already spread your seed. Whenever you die of a kidney stone infections, you're gonna pass that on to.
Wait, according to Dan, my seed's coming back in.
If you're on Flomax, that is correct. That's absolutely.
They also, I will say,
randomly.
They gave me some of the good stuff. Yeah, pill wise. I'm on the
hydroxy cuts. That'll just make you have yellow, oily stool, and you'll get.
So I'm on the oxycodone and the what's the one that starts with hydro?
Hydrocodone?
Yeah, hydrocodone. And I'm on the Oxycontin.
Bring us some
Like
of that.
OxyContin?
Yeah.
Hey, we're starting a new.
They didn't even give that to Daniel in
I
surgery.
know.
I talked to. We got a.
No, he's gonna say how he's dressed. I'm telling you, it is the doctors are discriminating
And
against
now-
this homeless man.
And
I work with.
I don't know if he's looked out there, but I've now started wearing my biker jacket again.
Yeah. They'll never give you nothing.
I now look like I am I'm an old biker. I look like an old biker now.
I will say, because I did go to a walk-in ER and I was complaining of stomach pains, I immediately knew like that the nurse that takes down all the information before you see like the doctor or whatever.
Okay, baby.
No. I immediately knew the judgment was like, stomach pain. Sure, you've never been to this walk-in clinic before. Yeah. We know what you're here to.
Oh, you
for.
thought you were being.
I thought I was being judged. That she's like, okay, yeah, you just want some pain pills because your tummy hurts. And then I was explaining all the situation, like everything to the doctor, and the doctor's like, we need to get you a CT scan right now. So I'm like, take that, judgy nurse.
Yeah, I don't get.
She didn't did it with the Kenny.
That's true.
We live in Florida. That's all they want is the pain pills.
Our buddy Link, you know Link.
Yeah.
Link and Jen. Link, he gets a surgery done on his hand, and he got a jug of 30 OxyContin.
Yeah.
I get my whole
Dude,
hip
it's the way you
replaced,
look.
and they give me 6 pills.
It's the way you look.
I'm going to start a program, and we were supposed to talk about this yesterday. I'm going to start a program where any listener that will bring me their pain pills will start giving you free shows. Whatever you want. I'll do whatever you want.
Well, guess what they want? They want the pills more than the shows.
I'll start giving you money for your pain pills.
There it is.
Can we do that?
Right.
Yes, you
That's
can.
allowed, right?
That'll work.
Yeah, that'll work. We'll do that thing. I've seen the government do this where they're like, we have a barrel at a school, and if you don't have pain pills, you got to get them out of your house. Come to the school and put your pain pills in this barrel. I'm just going to start doing that. We'll do that at like Johnny's other side. Me and you stand there, have all our listeners bring their pills and put them in a barrel.
By the way, if you are nerdy enough to drive your pain pills over to a barrel, like my
They
God,
do this. I've heard seeing the commercial.
just flush them down the toilet, whatever. Throw them in the
No,
garbage.
that's how the alligators get crazy.
Throw them in the GD garbage.
No, if you put them down the toilet, that's how the sewer gators go nuts.
If you're driving to some place to put them in a sheriff's barrel, you are a nerd, and don't talk to me.
You want to know something? You want to know something?
Throw them in your garbage. It's fine.
You want to know something that makes me mad? My wife has pain pills in the house that are hers, and she's hidden them
Oh, yeah.
because she knows the biker's looking for them.
She knows the monster she married.
Where are those pain pills? I gotta find them.
I think the barrels, if they're typically in schools, it's for the nerdo kids that look at their like parents and be like, I'm just gonna steal these and turn them in. So
That's how
my
you get
parents...
killed as a child. If you steal daddy's OxyContin.
But you know it's affected like the dad who just had surgery who actually needs it and their kid doesn't know any better and just like steals
true.
all their pain
That
pills
is
to
true.
but,
turn
Kids are
them
dumb.
in.
but he's been on it for
10
you
years.
know,
Yeah,
for so
amazing.
many years, and he's fallen asleep at dinner. Come on, Kenny.
They
I
also-
dated a girl. I went over to her house, and her dad, he was like, we're just sitting there. He's just casually talking to me, and he's just running down how many oxys he takes a day. And it's like 17 in the morning, and then like 13 at night. And then he's sitting there, and he's watching TV with me, and I'm waiting for her to come down, and he's smoking a cigarette and falls asleep. Falls asleep with a cigarette in his hand.
Isn't that like how
That's what I want. I
house
want
fire
that
started?
level of comfort. That's a level of comfort I used to smoke for 20 years. I never fell asleep smoking.
So they got me in on the procedure on
Sounds awesome.
Your sleeping breath has smoke coming out.
That's
awesome.
It's pretty
My
awesome.
God. And
It's like involuntary smoking.
How are your fingers still out?
And
And
you
you're
know,
asleep?
you know what's funny is that the cigarette would go out before it got to his fingers. It's almost like he knew, or the cigarette was, no, don't worry. These cigarettes have been engineered to not burn your fingers when you fall asleep taking OxyContin.
Haven't they proven that that's how some house fires got started?
Yes.
That someone fell asleep and
Yeah.
it fell off of their fingers
Oh,
and like
yeah.
onto
Burns
the
their
stack
back.
of newspapers.
I know somebody who cut their house on fire smoking. Yeah, I know. That's a thing.
And you can't feel the pain burning your legs up because your pain pills.
That's true.
That's what happens.
Well, they got me in on a procedure on this upcoming Friday the 13th.
Will you
and-
call in?
Oh man, you're doing the laser pee-pee hole on Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Oh, my
yeah,
God,
they got
Freddy
me in there.
Krueger.
But they said so.
Freddy Krueger
the
gonna
whole
get-
procedure, they're like, yeah, that night's gonna suck, and maybe the next day, but like a couple days later, you can be back to normal operations. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I got this thing. up in my pee hole. Like that's
yeah,
whatever. And the guy's like, yeah, you could go to the gym, you can do housework, it's like whatever.
You can do whatever. You can skydive. You can climb that. You can do like that Netflix.
The one thing,
climb a building.
The one thing that I don't know, and I do need to talk to him about, I'm like, okay, well, what about some fun time if I got this thing in me?
Oh, nothing stops you from that.
Oh, they tell you, yeah.
No, but I'm saying it's like, is that gonna mess up its positioning? Like, okay, let me say this. I know it's not on the external parts, it's way up in there, but still, I don't want to like jostle something bad.
You're gonna never be able to do that again.
Here's the thing: they're so scared of lawsuits. I think it's pretty standard nowadays. All medical procedures, like rarely.
It's 2026. The guy was telling me, and it's like, had you come in even like 15 years ago, it would have been way more of a process and procedure.
I think my dad had these, and I remember he had one. And I think that it was just like you just waited. And he would just go about his day. Like I can remember him going and working his, he's an over-the-road salesman. He did that, and he still had that, pain. And then he'd even go to softball that night with his church softball. He's playing softball, and then he'd come home, and then he'd pass it. You'd hear it, and then he'd be done with it.
Because it's not constant. Like right now, I'm feeling great, but like in 30 minutes, I could be keeling over. It's like the example I use, and is so obscure, is Hans Moleman in The Simpsons when he gets hit with the football in the nards, and he just like tips over. I'm like, instead of a football, it's the kidney stone. Like everything's fine, and then all of a sudden, I just keel over and am immobilized.
What's weird is there's that much, I guess your body has evolved to have a lot of nerve endings in there, because there's some organs that have, like your liver, I believe, it doesn't have any nerves in it. So it's like, it doesn't necessarily hurt. It gets swollen and big and like push it, but it's like, and so there must be a lot of nerve endings right there, and your kidneys, maybe to alert your body that you have a problem.
And it's all connected, so it doesn't just hurt in the side and the back area. It's that feeling where if you get hit in the crotch as a guy and you get that like gut pain.
It's a heaviness.
Yeah, and it like that's the feeling, because it's all connected to everything down there as well. So it's like not only is my side hurting, it really just felt like, I got jackass Johnny Knoxville kicked in the nards, and like that sort of feeling.
Well, I'm proud. I'm brave. It's very brave of you to come on our show and reveal this. And a lot of people deal with this.
Yeah, it was funny when I first got it.
No, I'm being serious. A lot of people do deal with it.
Well,
I am making some jokes too, probably more than normal, because this sort of stuff does make me lightheaded. I'm such a baby when it comes to describing body parts and things going wrong with them that I start to get a little.
It's the passing it that I thought was crazy, because it's like that was the common thing before they were able to ultrasound or scope with the lasers or whatever, because they don't want to cut your kidney open and poke it out with tweezers.
Just stop.
But
what are you doing?
I imagined it reminded me of that scene in Seinfeld where Kramer had it, and he's just like spazzing and screaming in the locker room or the restroom.
I think that I may have had one of these. right.
I think you've had a lot of things that you don't know, just because A, you're not very observant. B, you're not a complainer, and C, like I don't know, like for instance, getting you to do like a body scan meditation where you activate different parts of your body. I don't know if you could do that.
No, I don't.
I don't think that's for you, man.
Yeah.
I don't think you feel things.
And one time I remember I was like go number one, and then I felt this extreme pain, like why to the point where I thought it was an STD, but then I realized
frog pajamas.
How
dare she?
But I was able to rule that out because I've only been with one woman. So it was like
immediately he emails his buddy Dan to get him some high-level antibiotics that he was going to sneak to his wife.
This is 20 years.
In the files. It's in the files.
Wait a minute. I need to investigate this Fernando fella.
And my diet was extremely poor.
Yeah.
Like I was drinking like Big Bang energy drinks at the radio station
Buku.
Buku
energy, and then you'd have a BMT, Subway BMT, and a Buku.
Yeah. I was just eating like horrible alcoholic.
We both did.
And then that happened, and then I was like, and then I was like, what the hell? And I was like, I better not tell anybody about this. That's the thing. I get nervous and scared that I did something wrong.
He gets scared.
No.
And then I don't tell nobody.
I know you don't want me to say this.
This is when I was a kid.
I'm not going to say the whole thing, but I remember the first time you came to me at the radio station. You were like, "Oh man, my testicles are jet black," and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, well, "I didn't even know." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I injured myself. I injured my testicles. They're jet black." I'm ah.
Yeah.
And you didn't. You were freaking out a little bit.
Yeah. I was taught.
Didn't you fall into something?
Don't go to the doctor. Don't go to the police. Don't go nowhere.
So he told me, and I'm like, and he wasn't. I'm not going to look at him, and he's not going to show him. But he had to reveal to somebody that he bruised himself horribly.
But then it does go away, and it cost me nothing. So that's the moral of the story.
So we can't argue with you at all.
If you never did, because I was going to ask you next, because my wife is involved into the medical system. and she
What does that mean?
Well, I'm just saying she's going to the doctor and like getting her all the things, and then every time she goes to the doctor, they're like, "Oh, you gotta go.
You got a thing.
You gotta go to another doctor or whatever the hell. Like, you should get checked. It's this age, blah blah blah, whatever the hell." And then it's an endless cycle. And then the insurance are like, "Oh, doesn't pay for it." And then like even with her knee. The doctor's like, physical therapy. She goes to physical therapy, and then the physical therapist is like, "Yep, you only paid this copay," and she pays that, and then she gets a bill for everything else. and then she's like, "What the hell?" And then I'm like, "That's your fault. It's your fault for getting involved in this racket." And anyway, so how's your medical insurance? Because I know you're self-employed. Essentially.
So it's good because the kidney stone is something that the insurance company would rather just deal with right away, because the alternate is like, let's say I don't pass it. Well, now I just have a shutdown kidney, and then trying to deal with a failing kidney is infinitely more expensive. Well, yeah, there's that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's more expensive for them.
Yes, and then you die. Yes.
Oh, they don't want you to slowly die.
The inefficiencies of it. So I went to the walk-in ER, and basically they had the CT scan, and when I went to like a urologist for a follow-up, they're like, "Yeah, we have a QR code. They could look at your images via QR code."
They're back. QR codes are back.
Yeah.
Better than ever.
And the urologist was like, no, we need the CD, the physical CD with the burned image. I'm like, the QR code's literally right in front of you. Just like you could literally open it up and look at it. He goes, "No, we have to put it into the CD-ROM drive and extract it." And I'm like, what is this? Like, it's the year 2026. How are we not just doing everything digitally?
Is the reason, because they're so protective of medical information and HIPAA and stuff, is that only due to embarrassment? Or is there some other reason you want to protect that information? Like, can some corporations use that against you?
So, according to them...
Well, to not cover you, right? If insurance got wind of something, right? Like,
well, here's the thing. The reason why their systems can't download the files, like their system is set up like the old nuclear things on the floppy disk, where it's like, no, our system
can't be hacked.
Our system can only accept physical CDs, and then we import that. But here's the thing, it's going on a server, it's going on the whatever, it's just they don't have the technology to take an online QR code video and extract it to their internal system.
And that's a lot of things. I mean, like, we're in a lot of trouble right now.
It's mostly because they're just behind
with our airplanes. Like, all of our airports, all of our flight tracking software that we're currently using right now. This was a thing, I want to say, like 2 or 3 months ago, right before Christmas. They were talking about how, like, we are so behind the times on all of our airport safety software that it needs a major overhaul, and we just can't do it because we're too big. Too many planes rely on it. And they're like,
we can't shut down the system to do an overhaul because everything
can't do it.
It was something like, what, 10 years ago, our entire nuclear arsenal was run off of 8-inch floppy drives. Like,
I think a lot of it still is. They've tried to modernize a lot of it.
They've tried to, but the process it takes to do that without accidentally setting it off, is also a thing.
And you also,
I'm an analog guy.
You have to make it a closed system so it can't be hacked because, like anything that even lends itself to be hacked, it could, cause the deaths of so many people, like especially like the FAA and all the air traffic controllers. Like if someone was able to hack in and shut it down,
you can't take the chance.
So mass destruction. So it's like you have to close the system off, and then there's like, it's worked this well.
Well, the new one you create has to almost be a one of one from ground up. It can't be. It can't be like, we'll just take this and add a few things to it. No, this has to be a completely original piece of software that's unhackable that can be easily distributed to everybody else to modernize what we're doing, and that's so hard to do.
I do want to do a side note. I see how much time we've been recording. Going back to Subway BMT.
Hold on, let me tell you something. You don't do my job when you're here. You don't do my job.
Hey, you mind your business.
Yeah, thank you. You know what? I like it. You want to take a shirt
you don't
off and
tell
fight
us
this
how
guy.
long we're going.
Yeah. I don't tell you how many dicks to put in your mouth at the dick factory.
Go on, I can't say that.
I know. I just wanted to say it.
Well, I didn't want to just go on another long ass story, and
No, I love your long ass story.
I like at the D factory it involves someone. Anyway, I was like, why is that involved at all?
Hey, you know what's
This is
interesting
a
about
fact
that?
we're trying to pump them out of here.
Did you know that the D factory? Here's an interesting fact: no HR there.
It's quality control, Tom. You got to test it out. You got to test it out, make sure it's good. You just knocked off your glasses like an old man.
That's fun.
No, so Subway BMT, probably the dumbest name for a sandwich ever.
What's it stand for?
Bigger, meatier, tastier.
No, that's not it.
What?
That's not the original name. Oh my God, I could kick you out of the studio.
I thought it was bigger, meatier, tastier.
That's what they changed it to after they were trying to get Jared off their body. It was Big Meat Trio.
See, that I would accept.
It was originally
I'll accept that.
It was originally Big Meat Trio, and then Jared got all over him, and they're like, we got to do something. Get Charles Barkley in here.
Wait, so they decided bigger, meatier, tastier was a better option?
Ricky got it too. It is Big Meat Trio. Good job, Ricky. That means you're a trash person like me, and you ate a lot of BMTs like me and Tom when we were fatter.
But what's weird is every other sub there, it's like, oh, it's the Italian, it's the meatball, it's the, sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
Oh, I know all about Subway because I used to get way. Do you remember the veggie patty?
So why is the one sandwich the only one with a wacky nickname?
Cold Cut Trio. The original is Cold Cut Trio.
But that's Cold
BMT,
Cut Trio. That describes it.
BMT. Then there was there's another one that's like a spice. They called it a spicy BMT, wasn't it? I think it was spicy BMT.
Then there's the Italian, and then they did used to have the pizza sub too, where it was just pepperoni.
That's
all
favorite.
my brothers eat. Yeah. So
God bless him.
Imagine the meeting that Subway had. let's just think about this for a second, right?
I love thinking about this.
Because at one time, Subway was the biggest food franchise in the world. Like, it surpassed McDonald's.
Yeah.
So, like, they were doing well.
And I thought that their sandwiches are good because I'd never had a sub sandwich ever. And my mom and I drove up there and we got one. And we're like, yo, this is the future. And I was all in.
And then, so imagine the board of directors, like the biggest thing going, like, everybody's getting rich, right?
Do you remember the company? I went to Subway so much because I was such a hillbilly and I thought this was like what you ate in L.A.
The health food. Which, by the way, they were probably all laughing. They're like, health food.
I know that. You know why I thought it was
Yeah.
health food? Because on the cups, the parent company that owned it, it used to say Doctors Associates.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? If you
were-
go and research Subway, it used to say on the bottom, like the parent company that owned them was like Doctors and Associates LLC.
And they also did a thing where it's like, this footlong sub is 500 calories. The triple Whopper with extra cheese and bacon is 1,000. I'm like, well, that's not comparing the right things, but you're making it seem good.
Yeah, 100%. And they're probably laughing all the way to the bank. They're like, we're selling the same processed garbage that everybody else, but we're healthy. And then, things are going well. Then they got Jared out there. He's holding his pants.
He's a real success story, this
He's
guy.
like, look at this nerd, lost a bunch of weight. He's like every other nerd dad in the United States. And then, but things are printing money. They're like, like they're laughing in the corporate board
Who
meeting.
knew that Veggie Delight was the flavor of a pedophile?
And then they call an emergency board meeting, and they're all in there like, what happened? And some guy has to deliver the news that their spokesperson.
I hope they did it like George Bush when he's reading to the kids. The president of Subway, he's like reading to some kids, and they go and they whisper it. They're like, "Sir, Jared's been compromised. He's a pedophile."
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're like, I have some bad news. We have a problem with our spokesperson, Jared. What was Jared's last name?
Fogel.
Jared
I met
Fogel.
I met him at
I
Clear
worked
Channel.
I worked with him at a high school. I told this story before.
That doesn't surprise me.
And then, so I'm sure.
Damn it.
I'm sure a lot of the other board members are like, all right, okay, we've dealt with this before. This is fine. We could,
What did he do?
What DUI? We talking like
domestic.
domestic.
Slap his wife around. We can get around that.
Yeah, domestic violence.
Yeah.
Like the NFL's been doing this for years. Like, sweep this under the rug.
Oh, his son's fat and he made him run behind his car and child abuse. We can handle that. We can handle child abuse.
Yeah. And then they delivered the news that they can never handle.
No.
The guy is a pedophile. I don't even laugh, but it's the worst. It's the worst
We
news.
still joke about it now.
Like, could you imagine all instant diarrhea? Everything was going so well, and it's like this is the literal worst thing that could happen to your business. Like all other things could have been handled.
You know what I feel worse for?
And then they're like, Big Meat Trio. Here comes the jokes. And then just avalanche.
My dad.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody very much was like cold cut, $5 footlong, right?
Yeah,
Everybody started grabbing their penis and referring to it as a $5 footlong.
Yeah.
Everybody did because of Jared.
And then when he goes to jail, they're like footlong. I mean, it couldn't have been worse of a marketing disaster. I think it's the biggest marketing disaster in my lifetime.
I felt worse for the guy,
size of the company,
and this was a real guy. He and his wife had been saving their money for years, and they finally put the last payment, and the tile was getting delivered. The terrazzo was getting delivered to the exterior of their new subway, right outside of Iowa, Bodunk, Iowa.
Yeah.
And he's putting in his little store, and all of a sudden, the sandwich shop that you knew was going to make you a lot of money has become like pedophile food, right? Like that would be terrible.
So
that would suck.
And it's kind of, it's like, well, this guy has nothing to do. Like, obviously, the Subway franchise corporation did not try to hide this, and it had nothing to do with this guy's mental illness and like what he did. Like, it really doesn't represent Subway at all, technically.
No,
but horrible marketing disaster, and it did affect.
Well, they
people love
immediately
to say like, "Why didn't you see it, Subway?" And it's like, "What?"
But they immediately 180 were like, "Okay, athletes, nothing but athletes." And so you had Steph Curry, you had Charles Barkley, you had all that.
Yeah.
So that not just with the BMT. So
Tom
they decided to change it in the boardroom, but then they don't just willy-nilly throw it out there. They have focus groups that sit down and say, "Now, do you like bigger, meatier, tastier? How does that affect you? How do you feel about bigger, meatier, tastier?" And it was enough to where focus groups were like, "Yes, bigger, meatier, tastier. That's what we got to go with."
I didn't know this, but chat room is saying that Subway used to have an original spokesperson that was not Jared Fogle, that was a firefighter named Clay Henry, but after Jared took off, they were like, "Get out of here, Clay. You're not moving the needle."
Well, Subway used to be, if you ever went to a Subway, it used to actually be decorated like a substation, like a Subway station with like the tiles on the wall and like maps of New York and London.
I remember
tables
that.
all had the renderings of like Da Vinci's drawings of like a Subway. It was like, the tunnel will look like a potato that travels through a tunnel.
Young Tom Van used to go to Subway with his middle school friends and look around and be like, "This is what they eat in New York City."
I know, me too. I know.
It always
That's why
blew
we
my
have a business
mind
together.
when there was a Subway with the drive-through. I'm like, that has got to be the slowest drive-through ever. He's literally sitting there describing. It's like, yes, and then
I can't
this
even
thing,
explain
and then
to you
that thing.
how elite I felt walking at a Subway with my little cellophane bag with a footlong in it, and how much I was like, I'm healthier than everyone else. I'm trendier than everyone. Right? I'm serious. I'm walking out. I've got like my, I don't know, turkey. I'm like,
So
I'm a cool dude.
When I was at UCF in the early 2000s, they had a Subway at the student
Union,
the campus or whatever.
Yeah. There
were tables, and then there were the individual like stools up against the counters. They put signs up there that said, "If you're eating by yourself, do not sit at the tables. Only sit at the counters," because they don't want to like take up all the space or whatever. So basically, they're saying if you're a loser with no friends, you cannot sit at the tables. The counters are for losers only.
What are they gonna do? Tell you to not eat your food at the table? Get out of here.
But then everybody looks at you, you're like, "Look at this loser going against what they said to do."
Joke's on you. I have my real doll sitting with me.
I remember sitting at those,
the loser seats.
Nothing worse than
print out
facing the wall, just 2 feet in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
And eating and just looking at the wall.
Yeah,
Staring
the
at the wall
counter
like a
had
prisoner.
nothing on it. And again, this was before smartphones and everything, so maybe you had a CD player you're listening to.
You know what? It's, Kenny, you bring up a good point. Like, we grew up at a time that we didn't have, like, it was way more awkward to sit and eat by yourself than it is now.
Yeah, 6 inches away from a wall.
Now you just stare at your phone. You have
Well, people don't
unlimited
want to bother
entertainment.
you. They don't. They see you on your phone. They're like, oh, that guy's watching a show.
There was a time you just had to stare forward or look around
Yeah.
as you eat.
How are you guys with eating with other people, like family style, where you're like sitting down and then there might be people like
strangers?
Yeah, yeah.
It feels like prison to me.
The only place I'll accept it are barbecue joints. Only if it's like one of those where it's
Picnic tables.
it's small and you know that there's a smoker back there and they can't afford to have all these tables, so they just do picnic tables.
Yeah.
I'll accept that.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I like it too. Barbecue is perfect.
I will only eat with strangers if there's some sort of onion volcano involved.
Okay. That one I will
it.
accept as well.
Oh.
That one's fun too. I like watching other people's reactions.
All right, Kenny, we got to get out of here. Anything you want to plug?
The next time I'm here, I'll be doing stuff with the United Football League.
Hey, all right.
I'll toss you free shirts again, Tom.
All right.
Good luck with your kidney stone, buddy. I'm sorry
man.
about that.
I'll keep you guys updated.
We'll be thinking about
on
you.
it. I'll see if I'm high and if I can remember to give you guys a voicemail.
And remember that Flomax, you retain your number 4s.
Also, remember, Daniel will buy your pain pills.
I will.
So
anybody's.
good.
I'll buy anybody's. I got to buy that URL, danbuyspainpills.com.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. I know some people, what the fuck? You can't say that. What the fuck? You're not allowed to buy pain pills. I know I'm not. But I would.
Yeah, that's what they gave me for the initial pain, and then I know they're going to refill it after the procedure, too. And I'm like, thankfully.
You might as well put the other ones in a Ziploc bag. And
Well, so they give me enough as if it's like, well, yeah, take every 4 hours, take every 6 hours. I'm like, okay, well, I only need to take it when I'm actually in pain. So you are giving me way too much.
God, with my
in that
hip,
sense.
it was in so much pain for the first little bit that I was just taking the pills like normal. And I had more than 6. We're exaggerating a little bit, but it wasn't many more than that. I want to say maybe 15.
Yeah, thankfully,
Pills.
like, when it does hit, I'm able to take one and it's fine.
So,
you know?
day 3, I'm already, like, down to, like, almost nothing because you're rapidly taking them because you're in so much pain. Then it starts to get so heavy and it hurts so bad. And then Andrea was like, we're going to have to start chopping these up. Sorry. Then Andrea's like, we're going to have to start chopping these up and maybe add a marijuana pill with it, because it hurts so bad.
I always wonder, like, the expiration date on them, because sometimes I'll do a procedure and, like, I'll have extras. And I'm like, oh, I'll save these for, a rainy day. But
They
I'm
just
like,
get less potent.
but that's the thing. Like, at what level? Like, at what level am I taking
I
something?
think they're
where
all
it's like-
different. You'd have to analyze the chemical makeup, and then you'd be getting into half-lives, right?
Yeah, exactly. I need to
Right.
carbon date my my addiction.
I'm sure some people do that. You mean to tell me there's not some addict out there that knows how long and how potent your pills will be? Guaranteed there's somebody that knows how
And
to
they
do that.
probably have some sort of grid.
Hey, T, where are we putting that? Is that tonight?
Tonight 3 and 4.
All right, the patented everyone looks at my crotch as I stand up.
Yeah, they love it.
There you go.
Are we doing any more? Are we going to lunch?
We're gonna go to lunch and then come back with EJ and then.
All right, guys. Well,
commercials.